on the affiliate side, you're getting paid if you perform. If you spend whatever in Facebook, you will get paid whatever. No, you don't have nothing guaranteed, right? You need to optimize.
Something's always broken.
Yeah, like for example, Facebook. So they don't care if you perform or not.
Yeah, they charge you regardless.
This-
Hey guys, about to jump into an awesome interview here. Just want to give Ringba a quick shout out and thank you. If you haven't already, make sure to get your copy on Amazon of The Pay-Per-Call Revolution by Adam Young.
Be ready to change your life and the world. Let's go.
We're here in Las Vegas with one of my good friends, Enrique, the owner of Henry Ads Factory, the creator of ClickBid, and he's got some other cool things that he's been working on that he's going to be able to share with the industry as a whole. But he's got a long history in this space too, right? How many years?
Yeah, I already have like almost 20 years in the industry. So first, thank you very much for this amazing presentation, in Vegas with you guys.
Of
so
course,
I'm feeling like very special. So yeah, thank you to have me on board. Yeah. 20 years in the industry, man.
How did you get started in affiliate marketing as a whole?
Okay, yeah. I can remember like when I was in the college, one of my first jobs, it was on media buying. Still at that season, I was selling impressions, so it was pretty easy. And yeah, I was monetizing a few entertainment sites, sports sites, fashion sites in my 18, 19 years old.
And you were living in Spain?
Yeah, at that point I was, that time I was in Barcelona, Spain. I was like so excited, like, wow, I'm selling impressions. I don't know what I'm selling, but someone is checking things in the website, And yeah, I think that was my first like point of contact with the industry. Like, wow, so I'm sitting in front of a screen, in front of a laptop, and I'm able to monetize things and getting a salary. Like, I don't need to run like staff in the restaurants or something like that.
So you were a media buyer for a company at the time?
Yeah.
Or a true affiliate, like independent?
No, I was first I was in the training period for them, like an internship while I was in the college, and then very fast they moved me like an employee. And yeah, I was trying to find the best CPM buyers for our websites portfolio that are mainly on Latin America, so Spanish-speaking websites, Latin America and
Spain.
Spain.
This was 2005?
Yeah, something like that.
Super early in, so CPM was the only way to monetize. We didn't have pixels and tracking, and it was nothing like it is today.
Oh, no. Well, I have the feeling that, it came again, the click, the impression, all the arbitrage business since 3, 4, 5 years ago, like buying traffic on whatever native platform or social platform and selling this traffic by CPC on whatever Google feed, so it came back.
Different monetization
different stuff,
methods and models.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. At that point, we were selling impressions or clicks, while those buyers, they were looking for conversions.
Of course.
So
those are the early days, obviously, of the internet, of affiliate marketing. Where did you go from working in that company? What was like the next transition, and what year too?
Yeah, so I always like to say that at that point, I was looking for more money. So I was looking to learn more. And I was quite stuck, like in a website based in Spain, in Barcelona, that after 4 or 5 months, like, so what's next? No? So I had the opportunity to work for an American company that they were doing payment processing for high-risk merchant accounts. They were processing like Nutra, like all this stuff, like skincare, adult, all this stuff, And I think that there, I can't remember like now that I got the interview, they were asking me like a lot of things. It's like, oh shit, I didn't really know nothing about what we were talking about with them. At that point I was not speaking, so still nowadays I don't have my best English, but at that point I can guarantee you it was like Spanglish. So super bad, And the interview that I had there, it was with my friend Mitch. I think he's one of my mentors, Mitch Platt, probably, him like something like some guy that they have him in the top. And when I finished, like, okay, I was back home, like, I think that I don't have nothing to do there. And suddenly they called me after a week, like, hey, you're hired. Like, what? Like, what's going on here? Why you're hiring me? I'm not speaking English. I think that at that point only I was trying with my family around the world. I still need to finish my college. So I only worked for one company as an internship. So something is wrong. Probably they are like, misunderstood the papers, whatever. And they say like, we are only hiring you for your motivation and your passion to learn about the industry.
That's cool, man.
And I was like, holy shit. I was expecting like a very similar salary. Like, okay, so they would pay me like just a few bucks just to survive and pay my transport. And suddenly they pay me like 7 times more of what I was getting before.
Holy.
That for me at that point it was a lot. So they made me they allowed me to, I don't know, to rent my apartment, to pay my bills, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, so I started with them. I started in the marketing department. This company was like processing on high volumes. For different affiliate programs, and yeah, that I learned a lot, like working in my 19, 20 years old, something like that, with multiple worldwide teams, people in multiple cities in the States, in Europe, like guys in compliance, like understanding the whole picture of a real company, right? So yeah, I started there, and after 6-7 months, they offered me to work in the US for a specific project. So I just like postponed my college to say like, okay, I want to keep finishing on time my college here in Barcelona, or I want to take the opportunity to get a different college in the
real
US.
education.
And yeah, this is how it happened. And I spent a few years in California and LA. So first years it was insane. I was not understanding nothing, but no. But nothing
Dude, you fell backwards into just like an amazing place, right?
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. But when I say that I was not understanding nothing, it's nothing. So I was in the supermarket and I was not able to buy a milk, something like that. So it was my first time in a US supermarket. So you need to think like, Barcelona, small supermarkets.
Yeah.
That you have like, I don't know.
Mercaditos.
Probably now more, but 20 years ago, it's like you have like 3 types of milk. In the US, I had like 100 types of milk. Like, shit, I want to buy milk. I don't know what I need to buy now. And it happened to me like the same with flights, with people, But yeah, so I was super motivated with a lot of passion. They really helped me a lot. And yeah. So I spent some years there, and that was my second job on the internet in my 20-something years old. I spent a few years there.
Having a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Having a lot of fun, learning a lot.
I know how Spanish people are, man. They know how to have a good time.
You know what? One of the things that probably we'll talk later about clickbait, whatever. I started to get a lot of education about networking shows. So it was my first time like attending shows in the industry, like adult shows that are crazy, or they were crazy. I'm not there anymore since like a lot of years ago, but all the Nutra shows, adult shows, they were like crazy that season. I'm talking about the season of Acai Berry, that nowadays there is nothing like that. It's super related. All those recurrings without regulation, like just pressing enter, like come on, like 100,000 more recurrings today because just for fun. Of course, now it's regulated. We have like a lot of regulators behind for the chargeback percentage. But yeah, it was like, I think that it was my Harvard. So I learned everything there.
That's cool, man. Honestly, I think some of the guys in Nutra are some of the smartest marketers on the planet, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can sell like a pill
Yeah.
and convince someone of what it actually does from nothing. It's the ultimate form of like persuasion influence, right?
Yeah. For the goods and for the bads.
Depends how you use it.
You know.
It's a superpower, right?
Yeah, it's a super powerful industry. And it's not easy to say no, when you are like playing on the border, on the gray area, and like you're cashing like a lot. It's not easy, we are monkeys at the end, we are humans.
Yeah.
That when you're showing you like $1,000, like wow. When you are showing you like 100K, like I want to be there. And when they are showing you like $1 million, it's like I don't want to leave from there, right? And when they're showing you more, like you are sick.
What's the biggest day you've seen in revenue?
In Nutra, we had like a guy that originally he came from India, living in New York, that we were processing for them because we're the premium processing company for them. They were processing around $3.2, $3.5 million per day.
Every single day.
Every day.
And I'd imagine the margin on that's probably pretty good.
Including upfront sales and
back-end
commission, yeah. Recurrings.
It's crazy, man. So he's doing like almost $100 million a month.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, easy.
Yeah, it was our
who's counting?
Our number one client, and also they got like multiple projects that they got a lot of stuff. So at that point, I was like a worker, like very close to the owners, very close to my team. But at that point, I had not enough overview about how big it was the company that I was working for. So I was more in my marketing department. Also taking care about a few customers about their setups, about their backend setups. So, but yeah, sometimes like, oh shit, the guy that I was talking in whatever conference, it's like they're presenting like 100K per day or 200K per day. Like what? So then, it's like I started to understand like this industry is super big and it just started.
Yeah.
And I'm not a very good student. Never before
But
I
you
was.
are. You're paying attention. That's all that matters.
Exactly. It's like, and I love what I'm doing, and I think that I still have room in my mind to keep learning about it. Not other things that probably you need to keep it for just your CV or whatever, right? And yeah, I decided to put all my focus on the online industry at that point. So
when did you move to being an affiliate or did you ever transition just on your own as an affiliate?
no, because at that point in the company, so the majority of the companies that we were processing payments for them, they were looking for more traffic. And the guys that I was working for, they were super smart, and they say, we can open like a media buying team, and whatever you want to spend in other companies, we can provide you these media buying services, which is not easy. So they hired like very talented people, like taking care about, that was completely new for me. It was almost, 18 years ago, something like that, like understanding like, at that point they were calling the landing pages that we call nowadays like email collector page. So it's like, and then the payment page. So they had like funny names. And I was really learning a lot, like, how to generate the click from the main page to the email collector page, which can be like something similar like our landing pages for pay-per-call, you know, to qualify consumers, something like that. So I was learning a lot, and then I was learning a lot also in the payment page. Still nowadays, I'm fascinated, about all the cross-selling when, the one consumer, they were buying one product, but you were cross-selling another product for $1 subscription. So just for $1 more in your bill.
The LTV, the AOV, like how this little $7 sale turns into like a $300 lifetime.
Yeah, and it really helped me a lot to understand all this recurring business for some of our current companies that we have in Henry's Factory Group, just not to think about the short term. Because this is what I did after that. I was like, okay, so I know a little bit how to run campaigns. I know how to, let's say, get paid more than what I'm spending. But that was super short term. And still nowadays we have like, a lot of guys in the industry, like very successful guys that they start the money cycle today. But you buy traffic today, you get paid, that's all. Then you need to start the cycle tomorrow.
Every day.
And so on. So you will wake up tomorrow and you are like starting like your business from scratch. Yeah, you're right. So something that I learned, and it took me like a lot of years to understand it, it was like, at some point I need to find a way to get a recurring business. Something that whatever I'm creating today, it will be for very short-term cycle and it will be for medium, long-term cycle. Like can be.
You need both.
Yeah. Because then as soon as you wake up tomorrow, part of your business is gone because it's finished. So you buy it today and you get paid, that's all. That was a cycle of like, can be a payout and duration, that's all.
Yep.
But if you mix both, you can mix like something like upfront commissions and revenue share. Like we spoke like just a few minutes ago on debt, or it's happening the same with the insurance policies, right? So that you're getting paid till the consumer, they unroll it.
So where did you move into, like you as the independent affiliate or even your network, which is soon to come after this, right?
Yeah. So after that, I had like a very strong entrepreneurship motivation. So we had a company with two tech partner guys, and we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun because they were like the tech guys, I was the sales guy. So I was taking care about bringing new projects to just like doing apps, doing web apps, like basic things that nowadays, like, I don't know, it's not really makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was like also setting up our in-house media buying team. So for clients that they were looking for to set up a new website for whatever, we were offering them like, we can set you up on Google campaigns.
And then run the traffic for you.
Yeah. So you have like development side and you have like the marketing.
It's like all in one.
All in one.
What year was this? Like 2015, 2016, or before that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And this is how I started like being like a kind of sole affiliate for our own project. At that point, it was a very small company. So, and after that, we were very lucky and we sold one of the main projects that we were partnering with them. We sold out the project. It was a project that we were allowing to the consumers to find like a sport bars in all Europe. And then the three business partners, so we separated in a good way. One guy continued with one of those projects, another guy created another thing. And then I came, so I was continue doing like media buying and almost also thinking to learn more about the industry. So I had the opportunity to join like another company that was on, I don't know when it was, but years ago in Barcelona. So I came from the US back to Barcelona, and I was like marketing director for a company that we were doing mobile subscriptions. I don't know if you remember the mobile subscription season, like one click flow, all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like
You're
crazy things, great things. So I spent like 4 or 5 years there, learning a lot, growing myself as a professional. We spent time in Singapore setting up the Asia business for this company. And then, yeah, when I went back, it was, so I had the opportunity also to participate in a lot of shows, to learn more about lead generation, pay-per-call, whatever. Ad network, media buying, what's the combination, what's the difference, what's the risk, what's the opportunity, all these kind of things. And yeah, at that point I started to think like, okay, I think that I'm ready to combine these, like all these ethics that I had in my mind, like the short term, the medium long term, what's that network definition, what's the in-house media buying definition, risk on both sides, or all the cash flow management, all the things that requires everything. And yeah, I started to set up the idea of Henry Ads Factory at that point. Yeah, still till nowadays. Yeah.
And when did you first start Henry Ads Factory?
Henry Ads Factory, so I funded Henry Ads Factory when we had $0 in our bank account. So we starting from the scratch alone, 5-6 years ago.
That's cool, man.
5-6 years ago. Yeah, it took me like 6-7 months to shape the idea. I need to be there, or I need to be there. I need to be in this vertical, or so what's the definition of Henry Ads Factory, HAF?
What is the definition of Henry Ads Factory?
Henry Ads Factory.
Let me ask you a question. Obviously, your name is not Henry, it's Enrique.
My name is Enrique, it's in Catalan. Enrique in Castellano, as you know, in Spanish.
Yeah.
And Harry, is in English. And so Henry Ads Factory is la factoría de anuncios de Enrique. Okay, so it's like my ads factory.
So it is the same name, technically.
Yeah.
It's just Catalan versus
Henry
English.
is Enrique.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think that nobody knows about
my
it.
Assumption was that people are stupid and they don't know how to pronounce your name, so they think it's Henry. So I was like, oh, he probably just named it Henry Ads Factory because people are stupid.
No. The fact we had like a funny history when I was looking for the right name. I was looking like something like easy, short, and fast. So my first idea was like Henry and friends, because at some point I will involve my friends in the industry to make like partnering with other affiliates, partnering with other companies. But it's not like if I'm going to a conference, it's like, what's your company name? I'm saying like Henry and friends. So what's going on? What's that, man? And suddenly I can remember like now that I was cycling with my brother and his son, Lucas, and he said like, hey, it can be Henry and what? The factory, the fabric factory, like Henry Ads Factory, HAF. HAF is short.
You're like,
HAF. And suddenly, organically in the industry comes like, oh, you are from HAF? Oh, wow, that HAF sounds short, fast, easy, like perfect. So suddenly we have like 3 branding points in terms of naming, which is the long one, Henry Ads Factory. Tough to write emails, to be honest. And then we have all the HAF. So there are a lot of people like, oh, like HAF sounds like you are from the A team, like HAF team, like it sounds funny. And I think that the majority of the people, they know us as a HAF. So thanks to like be on this kind of HAF concept, naming concept, it's like we set up the HAF group, whereas we have multiple companies at the media buying side, the entertainment,
and
the
events,
the real estate, all the things. Yeah. So this is how it happened. I did like in a random cycling moment with my family. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Where did Clickbait come into the timeline?
Clickbait, I got like a lot of influence from this American company that they started. Like I can remember that they were doing at that point, like 20 years ago, Friday beers. They were very proactive to do like a lot of team building events, like barbecues, traveling with the crew, like to incentivize mainly the salespeople and all the company. I would like to say, like the Christmas party were insane. The spring break parties were like insane, like another level. Okay, till we fucked up everything. Okay, so yeah, and I think that I got a lot of influence from this concept. I was really enjoying. So the way how we started with also another companies doing Fridays beers, all this stuff. It was like, okay, let's reunite people on Friday beers related to our industry, separate the companies, and probably we can exchange something interesting. Like if you're working with whatever company in Los Angeles and you're working in Orange County and working on Santa Monica, probably we can reunite in our office and we can discuss things that you had this week, you know, like, hey, I was buying whatever, I tried whatever in Facebook, I tried this angle, and suddenly it was super powerful. So we were bringing free beers, free pizzas, that's all in an office. Till this concept, it was not enough because suddenly we had a lot of people, a lot of problems in the office, you know, laptops in the floor. So it becomes a party, you know, you can bring like 2-3 beers and you can be there, but if you're drinking during 8-9 hours, at some point you can...
It's gonna be a shit show.
It can be like, well, shit or good, whatever you want.
It's gonna be crazy.
But yeah, a lot of funny stories. Yeah, a lot of funny stories, yeah.
So ClickBid was the idea.
So the idea was to reunite great people, a community. When we had this problem that we started like, okay, we're able to reunite a lot of people, but we don't have enough space. We don't have money because before it was sponsored by a company. And suddenly came to my mind like, okay, let's set up a name. You have a company of whatever, you have a company of whatever. Let's put like $200-$500 each of us. And let's see if we can sponsor some drinks for some people. And probably we can reunite the same people or more in a nice spot. So this is how it happened at ClickBid. And we did a test, random test, like, okay, from 1 month to another month, let's set up a ClickBid meetup. I don't know what's that, but let's set up a ClickBid meetup in Barcelona, in a rooftop, in a Barcelona, nice rooftop hotel, you know, nice service, security, all things that you know nowadays are ClickBid. And suddenly we had like almost 400 people coming from all Europe, like, shit, you know? So I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why people they are coming, but people, they like the concept of meetups. They like the concept of community, reunion, you know, like, and suddenly I saw like, okay, you're going to ClickBid, but I don't know, if you arrive at morning, you have a lunch with some of your partners, you're going to a meetup with your partner, you have a dinner, you have the party, and the day after, you have a lunch and you're leaving. So suddenly people, they were like setting up a plan, like a business trip, including a meetup, you know, right? And then from there, we were facing like a lot of interesting things that we were able to create concept. So never we copied other meetups, and suddenly we saw like a lot of new people running meetups. A lot of people like, oh, you do in a rooftop. Suddenly we see like new brands around the world doing rooftops like us. Like, wow, okay, that's cool. And we had the feeling like it's super like, what's that? It's like a meetup competition, or that's like something like we need to create our own concept. We need to create our own community. We need to create our, you know, like our own NDA.
Yeah.
And we're super good creating. So we create. Other companies, they copy us, but they cannot keep copying us because we're creating new concepts. The new concepts were like, we were the first one like setting up a ClickBid meetup the day before of every conference.
Yeah,
so
that's how I
this
first
is the
heard about it.
icebreaker for lead generation, paper call, one day before. So if you want to meet somebody, I don't know if you remember that times that you were flying to a conference, you arrived like 1 or 2 days before, and you're looking for people to grab some drinks, dinner, like, hey, are you in the city? No. So what happened, like, hey, are you going to ClickBid? Okay, let's reunite to ClickBid. It's like, it was the excuse to meet the people that they are doing something similar or something like you're doing. So this is how it happened, the concept of like, let's set up the one day before the icebreaker for this type of industry. And it was working pretty well. So we did it like in multiple cities, like New York, Vegas yesterday, Dubai, Yacht, rooftop in Bangkok, in Cologne, Lisbon, Barcelona, Mexico, San Diego. And then we also shaped the concept. Shaped the concept, it means that people like luxury, like nice rooftops, at least our industry, okay?
A lot of money. So.
Yeah, they don't like a box of like something very formal, like.
But they want it nice. They
Yeah,
want
something
to be
nice.
big but chill.
Yeah, exactly. So people you love to have a meetup in the yacht in Dubai. People love to have a meetup in Bangkok, like we had in the 60th floor. So you start at 5 p.m. during the day, and you finish like at 8, 9 p.m. during the night.
Yeah.
And you're having meetings at the 60th or 70th floor in the most of one of the most wonderful terraces in Asia, with like high luxury, nice service, security, whatever. So this is a concept. We try to do things like, we don't want to be the best in one thing, because I think that all the people involved in Clickbit is like, do multiple things, so everything counts. So if you have like a fantastic hotel, but you don't have the right community, you will fail. But if you have like the right community, but you don't have a nice service, you probably will fail. But if you have like, let's say, from 1 to 10, you are like on 8, 9 of everything, your average of everything, it will be elevated. Like
It's really
community
good.
in the
It's really
top.
strong, yeah.
Yeah, it's still strong. It's not only because that. It's not only because the yacht, or only because like top peps in the industry they are attending. It's because like if you sum everything, like wow, you have multiple excuses to join this stuff. And yeah, of course, we had a lot of problems, good problems. I mean that, I don't know. Now we are really we are rejecting people that they are not related to our industry. It's very important. And sometimes I'm feeling bad for some people, because some of those, they are my friends, but they are not related to the Clickbit concept or verticals or industries. But it really helped us to keep strong our community. But yeah, we did a lot of mistakes. I don't know if you remember, like 3 or 4 years ago, we did like a Clickbit meetup in Chandler of almost 2,500 people. It's
a big one in Barcelona. You did.
That was another in Barcelona. That was a big problem, that we had like almost 600 people in the street trying to get in. Yeah,
it's amazing.
I was laughing like you. I love these problems. Like, wow, good job, guys.
That's a much better problem than no one coming.
I said like, good job, guys. You did pretty well. Like, yeah, Enrique, we have the police in the front door. They want to meet you. You know, the guy from there, they want us like stop. We have like 300 guests that they are trying to get into the rooms, that they cannot do that since 3 hours ago. Nobody wants to leave from the rooftop, so all the elevators are stuck. Like, okay, they can solve it. We are not killing nobody. Come on.
Yeah.
So we are not doing like something crazy. Yeah, but the police says that this is fine. Oh, okay. So we had like multiple times these situations, and first it was hard to solve, because it's like, okay, how we can solve it? And the way it was like, so if we thought that we were targeting this community, let's try to target a little bit more, like rejecting more people. So we are not looking for volumes, we are looking for quality. And based on this concept, now we have, let's say, less people, like yesterday, between 100 and 200 people. So yesterday it was a fun case that we had like 180 or 170 people during those 3-5 hours meetup, and we rejected more than 200 people. So,
but dude, I was at that event. Those are the exact type of people I want to spend time with at these events as an affiliate.
Yes, exactly.
That's specifically, like, I had awesome conversations. I was only there for 30 minutes at a dinner, but I talked with 5 people that it was like, I got more from those conversations than I maybe got at a whole conference I've been to in the past.
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what you said is exactly what you're looking for. And there is another thing. We did a lot of crazy shit. Like before, I can remember, like we're setting up like a lot of roll-ups, a lot of branding in the events. And if you see yesterday, it was almost nothing, right, for sponsors. And there is like something behind that. At some point, like we grabbed like 500 previous Clickbit attendees that they were before at some whatever spot, random spot in Barcelona, Vegas, Bangkok, whatever. Like, okay, let's do like a kind of survey. Do you remember this sponsor in the Clickbit yacht in Dubai? They say, no, they were not sponsoring. Like, oh shit, they were sponsoring there. It's like, other questions, like it was like, do you remember this sponsor in Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, or YouTube, or current social platforms where we are promoting sponsors? So yeah, this guy sounds familiar for me. Yeah, I can realize this Instagram history that this sponsor was like, wow, like suddenly like of this test, we did like 5 or 6 tests like that, just to confirm when people are available, when attendees, they are available to remember
and recognize
the sponsors. And all the tests, whatever, so the exposure that was winning, it was social. More the inside promotion during the event. And you know what? It's because if you think twice, when you are going, yes, like in Top Golf, you have like almost 150 to 100 people. You are not in a rush. So your eyes, your mind, you are not in a rush. So your main thing is not to find branding sponsors. Your main thing first probably was like meeting people, because you have some friend that's going to clip it, or meeting new people. So this is what your brain is thinking about it. Probably secondary, you want to be like in a comfort area. Like you want your food at some point, you want to drink something at some point because you're talking, you're walking, whatever. And probably then you are thinking about something that comes by default, the spot, okay? But first, when you go there, you are not thinking like if you have security or not, or if you have more or less bartenders. It's something that if there is a problem, you will miss bartenders.
Yeah.
If there's a problem, you will miss security. But if everything is okay, you will not think about it because it comes by default. So branding and sponsors, it was crazy, like shit. We spent like tons of money branding spots, and suddenly, based on metrics, you see that clickbait attendees, so conference attendees, most of them, they don't remember that this guy that they spent tons of money this year sponsoring all the clickbaits, he was in the yacht. He remembered that he was sponsoring the yacht because Facebook, because LinkedIn, because Instagram, whatever. So then we really changed the concept. We were putting more efforts on the social platforms, whatever. So, and then we did another mistake. So like a lot of, like nowadays, I don't know if you see a lot of conferences that, welcome to the new sponsor, sponsoring the water, sponsoring the coffee spots, sponsoring the stage. But they're promoting those sponsors, and it's based on metrics. So I think so, that is happening. Like they're promoting these sponsors like 4 or 5 months before the conference. So you're getting this flash 4 or 5 months before it's happening the conference. 1 week before the conference, or 1 month before the conference, you don't remember who's sponsoring the water.
Even
I can guarantee you.
So it's pointless.
Let me ask you something. You were in LeadsCon, right, today? Like you were running around meeting people. Just tell me who was the registration sponsor.
Ringba? Because of the...
Well, that was an easy one.
Yeah.
That was an easy one. But I mean, after that, the waters, the
I have no idea.
main entrance, I think this is Ringba also. They were conquering the conference, but
Shout out to Ringba for sponsoring this video.
it's here also.
Make sure to get your copy.
Shout out to the book, yeah. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, guys. So we we're like, wow, we are putting a lot of efforts, like 4, 5, 6 months before it's happening the conference, it's happening the event, and suddenly people 1 week or 2 weeks before, they don't remember who's sponsoring the water, who's sponsoring the message spot in Bangkok, or we were asking them like, do you know who's sponsoring like next week the main stage? Yeah, I don't know. Let me check the website. Like, oh shit, you know, they are online since 5 months ago. So what we learned there is like the real momentum of a conference in general. It used to happen 1.5 months before it happens the event. So during that moment, in general, based on metrics, people in general, we are super late because people, they start to manage their agendas, booking their flights, booking their hotels, booking their meetings. You are not booking a meeting like 5 months before any conference, right? And you are not booking any flight 6 months before the conference.
Our industry is very last minute. Very last minute.
And this is what's happening exactly on Clickbait. So promoting sponsors 2, 3 weeks before the event, the gauge, the branding exposure, it was like that. Boom. All the views, all the clicks, all the contacts, everything. So during those 3, 4 weeks before the event, we were getting like more than 100 times exposure to those sponsors than promoting them 6 months before.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah. Because 6 months before, like, they are there, they got their momentum in terms of branding, like, boom, oh wow, you will be there, so I will contact you, and then they becomes like a dead sponsorship. They are dead. So, because you have a lot of things to do, during those.
It's the way the world is too. It's very short. There's so many things happening.
Yeah.
The attention span is very short to begin with.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I think that it's working because as far as we see in Clickbait, we see a lot of organizers that they're copying the same concept. It's like, well,
last minute pop up.
Yeah. Oh, Clickbait They are sponsoring last minute pop-up. People they are hype, booking the flights, booking the meetings, boom. Oh, you will be there, you will be in Clipit, you have the code, you have the whatever, registration, discount,
Yeah, dude,
whatever, you
this
have
is exactly
booth.
my experience at Affiliate World, Affiliate Summit, LeadsCon. This morning, Joel and I were planning out our interviews for today, tomorrow, because I know, dude, I even planned one for today, confirmed for today, and it still got canceled. Like, this happens.
So yeah, and I think that it's a fact because since we did it, probably we were not the first ones, but we create the concept to be last minute sponsorship things exposure. So suddenly we see like all the meetup organizers, conference organizers, like putting the real efforts, like probably 1 or 2 months before it happens even, not like 4 or 5 months before. So it's like, okay, it's confirmed. They copy us, it's working, like we need to create new things, keep improving. So yeah, this is like, Clickbit, I love this project because we create concepts. So we have the capacity to create things and that's amazing. So it's difficult, to create, new things from the scratch.
So share with me 1 or 2 really interesting or big, unique things that have come as a result of you doing ClickBit. Because ClickBit, you don't monetize per se. Your sponsors are covering the costs.
Yeah.
You're creating community and connections. What are some of the biggest things that you've seen for yourself, or maybe even one of like your friends or clients that's come from it?
Yeah. Well, a lot of things, but I would like to say that in terms of business, let's say, or even organizers, whatever, can be like the concept that we are not generating money because they even, we are generating money because they're indirect things, So if we have a Clickbit and one of my company groups or your company, they're sponsoring with a very competitive price point compared with other people that their main business is conference. My main benefit is like I want to pay a super less sponsorship to make sure that I will maximize my revenues as a sponsor. And I think that we did it. So for Henry's Factory is an amazing, and since we set up the DRP call center, also we got a lot of exposure for a very low pricing. So I think that we are like 3-4 times less than an average. So we let's say we changed it a little bit the business model of.
You flipped it.
Exactly, we flipped it. The other thing related to people, I think that we create a community. So a community, like in a personal way. So we see people that they meet each other in Clickbit Ibiza or whatever meetup, and now they are married. Or now they have kids.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. In the personal ways, like, oh, wow. So they are my friends. That this guy, I met him in Dubai. This guy, I met her in Canada or New York, whatever.
You connected them.
They connected in Clickbit Ibiza. Now they are together.
That's cool, man.
We have a real case about it. Yeah, my friends Valerio and Fer, yeah.
So if you're looking to get married in the industry, make sure you go to the next ClickBit event.
Yeah, best datings. And in terms of professional, we saw, like, let's say, standard things that can happen in a business meetup, like exchanging campaigns, buyers they go to find like affiliates of certain level, super affiliates in general. And we saw also things like higher level things like partnerships, joint ventures, buying, selling companies. That's what, wow. Okay, so the level of people, they're like C-levels, founders, directors, investors, then are kind of things that can happen.
Serious people.
Yeah. Then you can probably talk with somebody at some point about you can keep your business and you can run a joint venture with one of my companies. Can be, why not? But with another meetup, probably you will talk mainly about payout and durations. It will be more like, more business development stuff, something like that. And I think that was amazing. It's like, we learned like, wow, that's another level of conversations. That's amazing.
And it's organic.
And it's organic.
Which is super cool.
And it's organic. I think that, community is in the top. Community is in the top. And the community, I think that there is no way to pay the community. You can pay hotels, you can pay yachts, you can pay drinks, our industry, they like to exposure
to
of
share
things, to share, whatever. But the community, so what's the price of this community? How you can
Priceless,
quantify the community?
Yeah, and the way you do it, you charge enough just to make sure it's covered. Because the real value, just like with what we were talking about before, it's that lifetime value.
Yeah. No, in fact, it happened with, I have like a lot of examples in Clickbit meetups with a lot of sponsors like, you do rooftop. Companies with much more power in terms of fundings or money, more than us at Clickbit. It's like, okay, Clickbit, they are doing a meetup in whatever hotel in Marriott in Bangkok. I will do in a better hotel, much more expensive hotel, and I will bring I will bring any price, or I don't know, like some guys they will bring so like putting real money there, and suddenly it was a fantastic meetup and gone. No more things. They forgot. So it was like a fantastic. So you can pay hotels, you can pay a lot of things, you can pay like fantastic yachts, but if you don't keep the community,
Because that's why they come.
it's like another party.
Yeah.
So you will remember the party. You will remember like, wow, I was like close to the stage, like with Guetta or with Eric Price or with Bob Sinclair or whatever. But you will remember this. You will not keep your connections for business, for personal wise or things, you know. So I think that the most powerful thing, professionally, personally speaking, is the community. There is no value to pay this community. It happened the same in Ibiza when we created the concept of all-inclusive. That it started in Tulum. We did it like 2 years in Tulum. I probably will do it again next year. And then we added Clickbit Ibiza, all-inclusive concept, high level. When it says high level, it's like suddenly we have people booking private jets, as you know, from Denver to Ibiza, from Miami to Ibiza. So that needs to be like a certain level of people in the industry, right? So then they talk between them. We help them to introduce this one with this one. They share private jets. They share things to be together in a special spot, like is in Ushuaia. Ushuaia is not like, it's a luxury hotel, but it's not a standard luxury. You see spiders, big ants in the wall. Everything is red and white, and you have a real DJ in the lobby with techno house 24/7 in the elevators.
Super cool.
So you are like shocked. So what I want to tell you about Clickbit Ibiza all-inclusive concept is like when we set up the first Clickbit Ibiza 3 years ago, we were alone. In the second year, we had like 4 events organizers that they tried to copy the concept. Probably in better hotels, probably spending more money in, I don't know what.
But they were throwing money at it. They weren't focused on what actually.
Nobody of them, they
wanted.
repeat it. Because nobody, all their attendees, like, it was one spot, that's all.
Yeah.
And in our side, the second one, it was sold out also. And the third one, which is this September, we still have like 4 or 5 months that it's at 72% or 62% sold out. And we also really select the people that we want to get in. You know, it's mainly like a certain level of people related to the industry that they can really have proper conversations, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to say that thanks to Clickbit, including to some of our companies and sponsors, it really helped us a lot to engage more, find new clients. We are seek to make sure that the sponsor experience is amazing, not only in terms of branding. So we are seek like looking for every single day, like how they can monetize, not their money because it's not too much money, but this moment, how they can monetize this moment with this community. So we are sick about it. Yeah. And it really helped us a lot, you know. And there is like another very interesting metrics about Clickbit sponsors, like almost 90% of the sponsors, they are recurring sponsors.
They're seeing obviously
every
some
year they
value
sponsor
from it.
something.
Yeah.
There are some people that, I don't know, for example, Ringba is our main sponsor, so it's the only one pay-per-call tracking platform on Clickbit, all the meetups, and Clickbit Ibiza. There is another very important thing that we keep safe the space of every sponsor. So what does it mean if we have like a lot of sponsors in Clickbit Las Vegas, like yesterday, we don't have 3 tracking platforms. We keep their space.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
It's exclusive.
Yeah.
If you have this service, you have 3 companies, right, to providing the same service. So
Real estate for them.
Exactly.
It's permanent real estate.
you will not compete in the same spot. You will be the owner of this space. And I think that this is very important. Then we have like other type of sponsors like affiliate ad networks, all this stuff that they can really share our stuff, you know? So you and I as an affiliates, that we have affiliate companies, whatever, media buyers, whatever. So you can talk with this sponsor, Madribo, or you can talk with Henry's Factory, or you can talk with, I don't know, a lot of companies, you know, a lot of networks that they have fantastic reps, fantastic opportunities, and you will decide by yourself how you want to use them. But in a way, they can compete between them, but they can grab the same affiliates for their multi-vertical offers that they are offering. So it's different. So long story short is like, who's providing a service, we keep safe your properties. If you're not like a SaaS, like service as a solution,
Right.
we will keep safe your properties. If you are just providing like an agency service, middle breaches, like getting your commission in the middle, that today you can be here and tomorrow you can be there, okay?
That's not what you're looking for.
Then we really accept like multiple sponsors like that. Because they probably will have, this guy will have opportunities in home services and this guy, they will have opportunities on debt.
And then there's the crossovers, yeah.
Exactly, but if you imagine that if we set up, it's an example, Everflow also they're sponsoring, New York, Bangkok, multiple spots, Clickbit spots. But imagine if we set up like 3 lead generation tracking platforms in the same spot. It can really generate a lot of conflicts
Doesn't make as
within
much
them.
sense too, yeah.
Table by table.
It's better in these rooms.
It's better than these rooms because if you see sometimes like in these rooms, you can find like 10 booth or 10 market tables
Of the same
that they do
thing.
the same. And you see how, including myself, how you're jumping to, okay? So you're listening the same pitch and probably some of those, but you have everything here. Those guys, they don't have nothing exclusive. But yeah, well, there are a lot of details like that we are seek to
That's
keep
cool,
improving.
man.
Yeah.
So this goes into the last thing I want to ask you about, which is what you're focused on now, which is your call center. Which I think everyone that runs traffic today, anyone that's thinking about becoming an affiliate, this is super important. The industry is, I would say it's in a shifting period. It's getting more competitive for sure. Ad costs are definitely up. So thinking the lifetime value of the data, the customer, like how do you set yourself up to be successful, not just today, but tomorrow? I think the call center component is super important.
Yeah.
So and you said this kind of came from Clickbit almost as a byproduct, right?
Yeah. So in the Hub group, we have multiple companies. Most of them related to the online digital industry. Some of those no, like real estate or whatever other things. But the call center stuff, it came mainly that if we are affiliates, we are sending calls to other centers since time ago on one specific vertical. Why we cannot completely beat the chain till we reach the backend buyer? And that was related to debt relief. So first, never we had the idea to set up a call center providing services to other companies out of our company groups. So first we set up call center agents only for Henriette's Factory. We're growing with Henriette's Factory agents, only with 1 or 2 connections, like backend connections. And what happened there, it was first this point, complete a little bit more the chain.
And you were writing the policy,
Yeah,
or like
we are closing the deal.
and then selling the deal or processing the deal and getting paid on it.
Processing the deal. And that was the second reason. That's why we did it, to not only get the upfront commission based on payout duration or,
Like transfers
or leads,
yeah.
also getting upfront commissions of these enrollment amounts, including the revenue share commissions till those consumers, they pay the debt. So what's happening here, let me just tell you what's happening here. You will see like a lot of people that they own call centers, can be from our side or from other companies, that they're overpaying these payout duration buffer. It's like, oh, how is it possible? The average in the industry can be, I don't know, at $45, $50, $55 on Spanish debt. Like, is it happening nowadays, You know it better than me, I think.
Yeah.
And there are some people that they are paying $75, $85. So these people, they are not monetizing this call in the upfront commission, but they have all the cohorts business they are getting month by month. Lifetime, exactly. The cohort metrics, like getting every month the fee. So they calculate whatever I'm getting in the upfront, whatever I'm getting in the lifetime value of this consumer. And then they can say, okay, the lifetime value of this consumer, it will be first this one. If I sum what I'm getting the following 36 months, probably they can overpay 3 times what's the average cost,
Right.
So, okay, based on that, the second reason that we set up the call center is like to do things I learned 20 years ago about the recurring business. Okay, so tomorrow when we are waking up, we need to start the cycle for the upfront commissions, but I am already getting commissions since 2 years ago nowadays, since we set up the backend buyers on the call center. After that, a few companies organically, because we are not selling ourselves like providing agents as a service like other companies, but we came from the affiliate point of view, not from the call center point of view. So we understand their pains. We understand that it's not all about the traffic. It's also about the call center. Like this is the chicken and egg thing. Like
Right.
when we are not getting like a good RPC, it's because the center. And when the center is not getting enough quality, it's because of the traffic.
It's always like pointing, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
but it's both. The reality is
It
both.
is.
So if the call center, they understand your angles, they understand your click behaviors, whatever, it will be better. And if you understand that your agents are trained for your angles, they are full connected. It's like not separated.
It's an integration.
It's integrated, yeah, exactly. You have this chain integrated. Okay, so as soon as someone call because they saw whatever in your angle, this agent will be ready. So that was really important. And the next thing that we did on the call center, it was, okay, we don't want to provide agents just like you will pay by agents. We really want to understand your business, and we want to make sure that you will get the right upfront commissions and the monthly revenue share commissions to pay the agents or to pay your media, to pay everything. But the main point is not will be to pay your agents. It will be to get paid the upfront commissions, to get paid enough upfront commissions to pay the short-term
So you don't lose
cost.
today and make it tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the rest, which is super powerful, all the recurrings, it will be an extra. So at some point, all those recurrings, they will pay your media, your agents, and everything. So it will.
You make money, you don't lose money today acquiring, but you make money in the next 12
Exactly.
to 36 months.
Exactly.
So you're able to offer this to affiliates now.
Uh-huh.
What's it look like? So
It looks like, first it was like, let's say, kind of something standard, like you have a few agents, whatever. And now we are introducing the hybrid model. The hybrid model, I think that is super interesting because you have a team, you have an agent, but you are really not. So long story short, and still we don't know how to do it, but we will do it because I have the feeling
it's just
that
math, right? At the end of the day, you just need to get the KPIs and
Yeah.
the numbers, and then
yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, what we're gonna reach is the point that like get the full chain based on performance. So like on the affiliate side, you're getting paid if you perform, right? So they are not guaranteeing you like you need, if you spend whatever in Facebook, you will get paid whatever. No, we don't have nothing guaranteed, right? You need to optimize, you need to burn your mind to do a lot of
Right.
things, investigations, talk with a lot of people, right? So based on performance. So imagine that you're paying agents only based on performance. So imagine that we can set up like a performance-based chain that I think that it's something possible, but still nowadays, we have a lot of pains there in the middle to solve because at some point of the chain, there is something that is not based on performance.
something's always broken.
Yeah,
too.
like for example, Facebook,
Yeah.
so or from Google. So they don't care if you perform or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pay me.
They charge you regardless.
These
Yeah.
impressions, these clicks, like you're performing better. You're not performing. I don't care, but you need to pay me, right? So still we have like a few things to consider, and it can be also mixed with several things like performance, optimizations, payment terms. Like to have more time to perform before we
Like
are
a
paying these fixed.
variable payouts and
Yeah, dynamic things. We started to be and see that is it possible, but we need to connect and plug the right things in the right spot. Because it's still, it can be quite, we can set up by mistake, we can be in a position of a risk,
Or
unnecessary
you're
risk.
upside down in how you calculate the payouts and
Exactly.
the cash flow. It's cash flow. I mean, that's really the major thing, right?
Exactly. One of those is, one of the major things is cash flow.
So this solves the problem of affiliates that are maybe trying to sell on CPA deals to call centers.
Exactly.
And they have no idea what's happening. They may never get paid when they should get paid. Like you're basically giving transparency and you're providing fulfillment of a call center plus some form of early cash out to cover expenses.
Exactly.
So they can get the benefits of a CPA deal without the
Exactly.
risk.
You can get the benefit. Exactly. You can get the benefits of CPA, revenue share deals, upfront commissions, revenue share commissions, if you have the opportunity to pay your media after 2 months.
That's super cool.
Because you will get the upfront commission plus the revenue share commission of the first 2 months. So, and plus you will get paid first, and then
Is it factoring technically, or you just?
it's kind of factoring. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of factoring. The factoring companies, some of those, they are really matching with this concept, but still there are some pressure. I had like a conversation like just a few days ago with some friends in San Diego. Still nowadays, there are something, but because if you're not spending all the money that they are providing you, those factoring companies, then your fee, your interest, it goes super high.
Because it's built on volume.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So imagine so I had a case that they got like 4 million on factoring on 1.9%. It's like, wow, 1.9% is cool.
Go buy a house, shit.
Exactly.
Factor home.
But like always, there is a but. Imagine that from those 4 millions, you spend 2, you will pay 1.9%. Fantastic. But from the other 2 millions, you don't spend those 2 millions because Facebook, because the buyer, because whatever third-party factor that you cannot manage. Those 2 millions, you will pay around 10% or 8%. So you will pay 200K to maintain and keep those 2 millions in your pockets.
Yeah.
Then it really breaks
all the benefits.
All the benefits. Yeah. All the benefits that we are looking for in this chain.
But if you could solve this, no one's done this before.
Exactly.
I've never seen anyone do this.
And we will solve it. We'll solve it because factoring can be an option, like a super height optimized factoring for this concept can be an option. Investors can be an option. Types of funding.
There's always money if it's built right. You can always find money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there is an option if we prove at some point that these people that they will put money in front, if it's the case, okay, if you don't have the money, it's normal. Who has like 5 million in the pockets to put in front, right? If we show them and we prove them that we are really getting paid and we can cover what you are looking for now to cover in 2 weeks or in 1 week or in 1 month, you can be pretty covered also in 2 months and probably even better. But probably requires like some education, like more transparency, more presentations, more things, you know?
Yeah, you can build like a back-end platform to track everything.
Yeah. But I really have the feeling that my guys are almost there. But not because only my guys, also because all the industry is something that you already have experience talking about
shifting.
It. Exactly.
It has to.
It has to. At some point, it's gonna be. Yeah.
That's cool, man. When do you expect this to be available for affiliates?
I think that. Well, we already started to fund from our funding program in a lower levels. Some of our DRP call center clients, customers, and just to set up a test. You know, so what's going on? We put like, I don't know, 500K in front. What's happening with this money till we are getting paid?
Testing how it backs out and lines up, yeah.
But there are a lot of things here because we know from who we are getting paid and we know how you are converting.
Versus some affiliate that just started that.
Exactly.
Or someone that.
Or some other vertical that we don't know.
Some black hat guy.
Yeah, there are like a lot of things that can make you, really put you in a risk position. Like suddenly this buyer is paying more. It's late, you don't know enough this buyer and suddenly he's not paying you or whatever.
But it's cool, man.
Yeah, but we are trying to connect, we are plugging all this stuff.
Is this what you're most excited about today?
Yeah, I think that this is one of my main focus. So I used to have like C guys or directors on every project of CAF Group. And I'm really working more in the back-end strategy, back-end things to make them grow. And in several things, including sales, including more, let's say, standard things, but more like more medium, long-term things. That if it's like a real, we can be unique, if we provide these kind of things.
Yeah.
Not the first, but one of those.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
And I'm sure because I understand friends like you, that this is the same pain that we all. I know that it's not only your case or my case.
It's common.
It's common everywhere around the world. Yeah. So one of my main focus BC on creating new things on the Clickbit side to empower this connection, this community, and on the DRP side, how we can speed up these hybrid things to be probably 100% completely
it's all going to be built on
performance-based.
relationships. This type of model has to be. It
will arrive.
It's got a lot of trust, a lot of relationships, right?
Yeah, and it will arrive. It will arrive. We are almost there. We have a lot of people involved in this chain, like tracking platforms like Ringba, powerful people, powerful buyers, all people, they really want the same goal. But we need to make sure that all people, they are safe on their business. We are not putting them in a risk position that what happens if they don't pay me?
Yeah.
It
needs to be tight.
I have the feeling one party board in Vegas and we will be there.
Bro, it's been a privilege, man.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I'm so excited to join you. You guys are doing a fantastic job, meeting the top peps in the industry around the world. Because you are around the world. I think the last time that I met you was Dubai, Bangkok, US, Barcelona. Well, you were always Venezuela, Colombia. So I think that you need or you already have a personal travel agent assistant, right? from Arizona.
Of course, man.
So you do, guys, fantastic job. Thank you very much having me on board.
No, thank you.
You
Thank
guys,
you for your time.
Ringba.
Sharing the industry the last 20 years. It's super cool. So how can people find you? We'll link back, obviously, but how can they find you today?
Yeah, of course. I will spend some time in LeadsCon and Mediterranean, so I'll be running around. Of course, you can find me anytime in LinkedIn. You can find one of those companies, which can be Clickbit, Wall.com, henryadsfactory.com, developsplan.net, but LinkedIn, I think that is going to be the best thing. And of course, you can contact me by email like es@henryadsfactory.com. Anytime I'm here, we are 24/7 guys, so we are here ready to rock, man.
Cool. Bro, appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much, buddy.
Of course, man. Let's take